Okay, so carrying on from our previous video where we talked about EBSCOhost and Academic Search Ultimate, this video is going to talk about another really good database that we have, which is Proquest Research Library. So before we got Primo, Academic Search Ultimate and Proquest Research Library were our two most popularly used databases. These were where we typically started students because they are really good general search databases that have lots of good scholarly and popular info on a wide variety of topics. I kind of consider Academic Search and Proquest Research to be kind of sister databases. They're owned by different companies. So one is owned by that EBSCOhost. This one is owned by Proquest. So you're seeing this name up here in the top left. Proquest is the vendor who owns the company. Research Library is the actual name of the database you're searching in. So y'all have seen Proquest quite a bit this semester. A lot of the examples I pulled have come from Proquest databases. Proquest is like EBSCOhost in that it has lots of different databases owned by the same company. So you do have this change database link once again. So I do encourage you, Research Library is the general search, but it has lots of subject-specific databases that you can look at and do a multi-database search again, all within things owned by the same company. So take a look at that. Definitely consider that when you're doing your research. It can expand your search to get different results. How they operate, basically the same. So once again, you put in your keywords, you're getting the suggestions of what other people are searching. Click search. You can add limiters before you search with these searches. I tend to search and then add limiters. That's just my preference. That's how I was trained to do it. But if you wanted to go ahead and know, okay, I know I'm looking for peer-reviewed, I know I'm looking for things within a certain date range, you could add those limiters in to that front screen. But if you're like me and you want to limit your search after you've got the results, so you're seeing you're getting 88,000 results. Some professors criticize Proquest Research Library for having more popular than scholarly information. That can sometimes be true, but other times it's not necessarily. Proquest Research Library does have peer-reviewed research in it. Sometimes it is the best place for academic research. I know one student was looking at play therapy, and he had much more success searching in Proquest Research Library than he did in academic search. The rest of his class was kind of the opposite, so it varies. There's no real hard and fast rule of this subject area is going to do better in Proquest Research as opposed to academic search, but play with both. You're going to get different things. You get some things that overlap, that both databases own the same journals and same articles, but they both have unique information that the other one won't have, so definitely take your time and do some searching in both. So limiters over here on the left, you can limit to peer-reviewed. Do not suggest limiting to full text again. Same reason as why you wouldn't limit to full text in EBSCOhost. You can limit by source type. You can limit by publication date. So say we want things in the last 10 years. Click update. And you're seeing that's taking your total results up here at the top down to 13,000 once we limited to peer-reviewed and last 10 years. Students, sometimes I ask them to tell me how many search results did you get, and they want to tell me 20. Because they're looking at this number. No, that's how many search results are on page 1. Your total is up here above the filters. So bigger number, bigger font too. So definitely look at that. You have these other limiters, just like you did in Primo, just like you did in EBSCOhost. Most people don't use these frequently. Again, the only thing I see frequently used is occasionally language, if you're wanting to limit to English, if you're getting a lot of things in a foreign language. So that limiter is there. But get your results. You can then kind of scroll through and you're seeing some of these have this full text and they have the full text PDF as well. So the difference between that is the full text is going to be that HTML full text. Proquest, one difference between Proquest and EBSCOhost. EBSCOhost, when you're searching, takes you to that item record page where you're getting the information about who wrote it, what is it, what are those subject headings, what's that abstract summary and details. Proquest, if they have full text, takes you directly to the full text. So it'll either take you to the HTML full text, or you have these tabs up above the info there. You could get to the PDF full text. So you're getting that formatting and page numbers and things like that. Something that you could download and save that would be much easier to print. If you're wanting to print it off, definitely print from the PDF. But if you're wanting those subject headings in that summary, that's when you need to click on that abstract and details tab. And so all of that information is going to be on this page, as well as more information about the bibliographic info. If you're ever looking for a DOI or a permalink to this article, this abstract and details tab is where you're going to find that you get most of the bibliographic info of who are the authors, what is the journal, what's the volume issue. If it's listing page, this one didn't list page numbers up there, but you'd still be responsible for pulling the page numbers, because you can look at the full text and see, okay, it goes from 217 to 230 something. So you'd still be responsible for citing that up there, even though it's not up at the top. But if you're looking for that DOI number as part of your citation, it's going to be on that abstract and details page. So pretty similar. They all kind of have the same functionality of here is your article, here's your full text, here's your PDF of the full text, here is your abstract and details that's giving you info about what it's about. And okay, so sorry for that weird little break. One of my staff members knocked on my door and needed some help with something, but rather than scrap the whole video and start over, we're just going to wrap it up and have a funny little blip at the end here. But like I was saying, majority of the functionality of how you search, here's how you limit, here's how you access the full text and the data, is all the same. It just looks a little bit different. Things are in a little bit different spot on the screen. So look around. If you're looking for that PDF full text, look around the screen. You have your options over here to save your research. So you can download the entire PDF. You can email things to yourself to save it. You can create accounts and folders in Proquest. You just create a username and password, and you need to log in to be able to save to that personal account. I prefer emailing stuff, so that way everything goes into an account I already have, and everything from every database goes into one place. Up to you. How do you want to do this? Multiple ways to save your research. Whatever works for you and makes you happy, go for it. But have the cite function. So once again, to where you need to pick your citation style. 6th edition. Make sure that that is not the 6th edition we wanted. We didn't want the abstract. Make sure you're choosing the correct citation style. Make sure you are proofreading. So this one is making this error of copying and pasting the title, that the title somehow went into the metadata in the database in all caps. That is not correct. It's not published in all caps. You should not be citing it in all caps. These are not acronyms. They do not need to be completely capitalized. So you would need to change that. Make sure you're taking the time to do that. It also leaves off the page numbers. That is not correct. You have page numbers. You need to list them even though it's not coming into this data. So this is something that's not only making a formatting error with all caps, but it's making a content error because you're only getting part of the citation. So that is why I say it's sometimes much easier to create the citation yourself until you have fully learned to comfortably cite without having to look up how to do it, or be able to comfortably edit these without having to look up, okay, what's wrong with this? You got to learn how to do it yourself. It's good practice, but I do acknowledge some of y'all like to use these. They're tools that are there, so edit, proofread, please do that. All right, so that kind of sums up our academic search and Proquest research library. You do not have an assignment today. We're going to kind of have a wrap up of all of the databases assignment and practice in a few days. So it's really important to watch these videos and play with them, but you don't have an assignment for Wednesday. Hope you're having a good rest of the week. Remember to start working on your final project, though. If you have not sent me a topic, please do so, and do feel free to contact me if you have questions.